joining me now to discuss legal analyst Jay Town. Jay, thank you so much for joining us.
Lydia, you teased a great lineup in your show. I wish you would cancel all your guests and just let me talk to you for the next hour, because what an amazing lineup of topics you have, including the Steele dossier Russia hoax that we have before us. What a mess that Obama has created.
It really has. It's such a mess. And you see the media still trying to manipulate the American people and cut off Tulsi Gabbard. Are we finally going to ever find out the truth? Because, of course, the big question is Barack Obama. You just heard Tulsi Gabbard, what she said there about him. But does he have presidential immunity? Could there ever be a reality where we would see those people be held accountable?
I hope so, and I think so. And I'm glad you mentioned CNN cutting off DNI Gabbard, because she was starting to go through what's pages 45 and 46 of the report that's been released. That's a timeline of events. And she mentioned the December 5th briefing and CNN cut her off. Guess what? The December 6th briefing, December 6th is when Obama ordered the intelligence community to create an entirely new intelligence product, the ICA, the assessment that we've been talking about, and to do it quickly, to do it before Trump becomes president. And voila, we suddenly get the Steele dossier inserted into the assessment. It wasn't there on the December 5th briefing to the White House. It appeared later in December, and then it was published in January before Trump took office. And it's based on these little fragments of intelligence in the Steele dossier that intelligence specialists at the CIA told Brennan, look, Russia did not favor Trump. They favored Clinton. They had dirt on Clinton that they were going to substantiate after she became president. There was not a scintilla of evidence that Trump was the favorite of Putin. And they omitted the dossier's origins. They said it came from a third party or a private party, not the DNC and the Hillary Clinton campaign. Let's assume that Obama knew that, and he wanted to get the Steele dossier somehow into the intelligence reports before Trump took office. And don't forget, 250 high-level officials, to include cabinet members and folks in the intelligence community, received the unclassified and classified versions of the ICA with the Trump, sort of Putin favors Trump new portion right before Trump took office. And that is what seeded the Mueller investigation and everything that you showed in those clips of everyone in media and in politics on the left saying Putin favored Trump and they influenced the election to make him an illegitimate president. He wasn't. They didn't, meaning Russia didn't. Trump is legitimate, was legitimate, always will be legitimate. And I do think that DOJ has some cases here in the statutes of limitation. We can worry about those once we get the conspiracy crime sort of solid, because then you can toll it with every little bit of misinformation that has come out since 2016. And that would include ex-President Barack Obama.
We have less than a minute, but I want to get to this. Another key finding in that report, that it found that as of September 2016, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service, the SVR, had information that President Obama and party leaders found that the state of Secretary Clinton's health to be, quote, extraordinarily alarming, and felt it could have a serious negative impact on her election prospects. The report even stated that Clinton was suffering from intensified psycho-emotional problems, including uncontrolled fits of anger, aggression, and cheerfulness, and that she was placed on a daily regimen of heavy tranquilizers because she was so afraid of losing, and that she remained obsessed with a thirst of power. Wow. What do you think, Jay?
Doesn't sound like Hillary at all, does it?
Yeah. Truth bombs left and right. These are important revelations that I do hope, and I'm glad Newsmax is covering it, and I hope all of media does. All right, Jay, we're going to leave it right there. Actually, real quick, but the Wall Street Journal put out a report just now saying that Trump's name was mentioned in those Epstein files, but his book alone, his contact book, had 1,500 names in it. Epstein. Why do you think the Wall Street Journal is going so hard, CNN trying to connect Trump to Epstein, showing him in the 90s hanging out with Trump? He hung out with Leonardo DiCaprio. Bill Clinton was mentioned in those files 73 times. What is this obsession you think they have with trying to connect the president with Epstein in some sort of salacious manner?
They're being sued for $20 billion. Perhaps that's why they're still trying to draw these straight lines that don't exist. Just because someone flew on an airplane with another person does not mean that they were engaged in sex trafficking. And so, you know, try as hard as they want. This is not Donald Trump. If you know Donald Trump, you know this is not the type of activities he would ever condone or engage in.
Right.
And he cut Epstein off as soon as he found out about the stuff down in Florida.
And Oprah Winfrey and everybody else was still hanging out with him. J-Town, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.